What's up, dudes? My name is Nick. Welcome back for another music video reaction. Today we're taking a look at the collab group from Cosmic Girls, WJSN, and Meki. And these girls, or the two from each group, coming together for a single group is going to be called WJMK, because the fad and the popular thing these days in K-pop is to have your group name just letters, an acronym for something, which in this instance it's, you know, shortening Cosmic Girls and Meki together, which makes sense to me. It makes sense. The Korean is even better. So that is, you know, I have no complaints about that, but you know, it just, no complaints in general. I mean, group name, it's whatever. So that's a bunch of load of stuff that doesn't even make any, that doesn't matter. We're going to check out their song because it's called Strong. So hopefully it's a strong song. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do what I do, of course, and I'm going to listen to this song to give you guys my honest first impression, thoughts, and opinions on it, whether I like it or not. So if you're interested in hearing more stuff like that as I cover other K-pop releases in the future, then click on the subscribe button down below, or just subscribe to the channel, you know, because there's plenty more where this video came from. So with all that being said, let's get this video started. Well, I'm very interested to see where this song goes from here, because this is not exactly the sound that you would expect for like a pop song from either of these groups. So I think the chorus is going to be definitely something very, very interesting. This makes more sense. This makes a lot more sense. This makes a lot more sense as I like the intro. I'm still stuck on the intro because that was definitely very interesting. I like this chorus though. This is a really nice chorus. The melody of it is really nice. Look at that. I think. Does anyone think that they were like a low-key advertising Pepsi? Like what was the group that released the song? Was it Love It, Live It, something like that? Can't remember, the Starship and Brand New Boys group, where their entire song was a commercial for Pepsi. I love it, dude. It's a nice little, you know, a lighthearted, fun, upbeat song. It's good stuff. That was nice. I like that a lot. That was a really how would I describe that? Was that cute? I guess that was a cute song. That was cute. I liked that. That was a nice little song. The big thing, the major thing, which is something that I was kind of hung up on and thinking about and processing and trying to fully, you know, completely understand for, you know, half of the song, was like the intro compared to the rest of the song, or I should say the first verse, which I guess is the intro, compared to the rest of the song, is really, really, like, that's the thing that I need to, like, spend a lot of time digesting. Not really, I guess, but, you know, I was listening to it and I was like, this is weird. This doesn't sound like a, you know, pop song. This doesn't sound like a song that you would expect to hear from either Cosmic Girls or Weki Meki, let alone a combination of both of those groups. It's not exactly, you know, their kind of sound. I wouldn't have thought. It was definitely something that is, like I said, it was a little bit out there. But if they continued on with that sound and with that, you know, style of music, it still would have been, I think it still would have been a really, really enjoyable song. But, you know, they changed it up. They flipped the entire song on its head when the chorus came around. And just, you know, you got something that I think was kind of, you know, more in line with what I would have expected, or what I, you know, think fits the image of both of these groups. And, you know, it's definitely a really interesting, you know, the first 30 seconds or so, or whatever, of this song was probably the most interesting, you know, portion of the song, musically and all that stuff, for being something, you know, different from other K-pop releases. The rest of the song, you know, musically and with all that stuff, isn't exactly something that is like, oh my God, this is amazing, and is like crazy different from everything else that you know, that gets released in K-pop. It's kind of, you know, in line with most other, you know, girl groups to a certain extent. But the thing that kind of is making me really, really enjoy this song is the fact that the intro, or the first verse, kind of sets up the rest of the song to be something that is, I guess, shocking, if that makes any sense. Like, the rest of the song after the first verse is something that's like a little bit like, whoa, I wasn't expecting to hear this, because the first verse sets you up to expect something different. And so you end up being surprised by something that isn't really that surprising, or particularly, like, you know, noteworthy in the context of like K-pop girl group music as a whole. So I think it's a really interesting sort of effect, or potentially even tactic. I'm not entirely sure if, you know, my interpretation of it is kind of what they were sort of intending or trying to go for with the composition of the song. But, you know, that is ultimately, at least personally for me, the kind of the effect of it that I've had, and kind of the general major thought that I've brought from it is that, you know, the thing that's going to make people enjoy this song is the really, really nice and all that stuff, melody and all that during the chorus. It's a really, really addicting sort of chorus. The melody and the music and all that stuff to it is really, really addicting. And, you know, it's really nice, but at the same time, if you compare it to, you know, every other K-pop song, you know, every other song for the most part has gotten a really nice chorus as well. And, you know, the melody is something that is definitely memorable and will stick in your head. So that doesn't make it special. But what makes it special is the intro, which then kind of, you know, sets up the expectation for something, and then they give you something different than what you potentially were expecting for the rest of the song, which, you know, that was kind of me. Maybe you think the same thing. Maybe you kind of have the same sort of interpretation of the way that this song, you know, kind of ended up going, you know, where you heard the first verse and it potentially set you up to, you know, expect and prepared you for a completely different song. And then, you know, when that chorus came around, then it was something different, and you were a little bit surprised by something that ultimately, at the end of the day, in the big picture of K-pop, isn't really that surprising. So, you know, that's really all that I've got. You know, like I said, musically and all that stuff, there isn't really, at least through my first listen, too many things that kind of stand out that I really, really enjoyed about it. But other than, you know, the changeover from that the first verse has to the rest of the song. And, you know, that's really it. And that's kind of been, of course, the main thing that I've talked about for the last few minutes. So that's really all that I have got. I want to know what you guys think about it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this song, this collaboration. If you want to see, you know, potentially more stuff from this group, potentially with other members from from the two groups, like maybe you want another lineup of four girls in this group. That's potentially a thing that they could do, which I think would be really interesting. That this could be a collab group that explores different concepts with different members from the different groups. I think that's a pretty decent idea. Let me know what you think about that one too in the comments. Like I said previously, share what you guys think about this song. Also, don't be afraid, of course, to share whatever it is that you think on either of those topics, whether you think that's a good idea, or you like this song, you think it's a bad idea, or you hate this song. It doesn't matter. I want to know what you guys think. I encourage you to share your thoughts, because this community that we're trying to build here is all about having some free and open discussion about our thoughts and opinions, no matter what they are. So if you want to join that community, click the subscribe button down below this video. And while you're down there, right next to that subscribe button is a bell icon. If you want to turn on notifications, because that's your style, then do that so you can just stay updated and notified whenever I upload a video. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. As always, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.